Hello everybody. So you should have completed your questionnaire and now we are working on going through the classroom expectations. So this is honestly stuff that you guys already know, but I just wanted to make it really clear at the beginning of this semester. We are going to kind of tighten up the rules a little bit as we maybe got a bit lax at the end of the semester. So I just want to make sure that everybody is super clear on the expectations so that we can get off to a great start as we start some new content. So first we're going to go through the classroom expectations review. This is sort of the expectations for behavior and what I will be looking for from you guys at different parts of the class, and also just some of the most common questions that I know we discussed a lot last semester. So at the start of class, you are expected to come in quietly and without lingering in the hallway. That is something that I'm going to be looking out for. Most of you get in and sit down in your desk and start your bell work very quickly, but some people linger in the hallway or don't come in when they're supposed to, and so that's something that we really need to work on as we prepare you guys for high school. You do need to have a pencil and your bell work ready when the bell rings. That pencil piece is really important because I am almost out of them. You do need to be in your assigned seat. If you are not in your assigned seat, then we're going to have problems, and I'm going to start making parent contact about that just because it is important that you sit in your assigned seat so we can get class started quickly. And again, any complaints about where you are seated are not supposed to be said out loud. You can write them down on a piece of paper and turn it in, and then I will deal with it. But it's honestly really hard for people if you are complaining about sitting next to them. And they might complain about sitting next to you, so we got to keep that in mind. Raise your hand if you have any questions at the beginning of class. Obviously, people calling out, it just gets super loud and makes it hard to get started. And then you need to work on your bell work and consult your notes if you have any questions. During class, the expectation is that you stay in your seat at all times unless you are working on an activity. You cannot call out unless I ask for a response, but even then you should raise your hand. No off-task talking. That is a huge thing we're going to be working on. You need to stay focused and try not to distract others. And then at the end of the class, you do not need to pack up until I tell you to. A lot of people pack up early, and that's unnecessary. I will give you time. You need to wait until you are dismissed and not line up at the door. Okay, so here are some specific things that I know a lot of people kind of struggled with, so I wanted to make them super clear. Bathroom and drink breaks, we're going to get a bit more strict on this, just because at the end of this semester, it was too lax. So students have to use their school-issued hall pass to use the bathroom or get a drink. That's just important because a lot of people were abusing going to the bathroom or getting a drink. This must be signed before the student leaves, so you'll just bring your folder up to me, I'll sign it, and make sure that we're good to go. You also must sign out on the clipboard and take a Colbank pass. So you have to take one of the C's on the wall, and you do have to sign out on a clipboard. I'm going to print that sheet, but that's something that the school is trying to do so we know where students are. Students should be away from the classroom for no more than 5 minutes. Lots of people took very, very long bathroom and drink breaks last semester, so we're going to sort of be more strict on that. And then lingering, if you just stay in the hallway and talk to your friends or do whatever, I will be making parent contact on that. Sharpening pencils and using the classroom folder. So lots of people were getting up during class to go sharpen their pencil or to go get something out of their folder, and then we're talking to people or spending a long time doing that. So we're going to keep an eye on that. If a student is sharpening a pencil or getting something out of their classroom folder, they must go straight there and straight back. If they linger or talk to others, parent contact may be necessary. Food and water. No food or drink is allowed in the classroom except for water. That was the rule last semester, so we're going to keep doing that. Not only does this help students avoid allergies or avoid allergic reactions, but it's also crucial to keep the classroom clean. Lots of people brought food into my classroom. It ended up on the floor. It ended up in the couch, so we're going to cut back on that. Phones and backpacks. Same thing as last semester. Phones and backpacks must be left in the student's locker as described in the student handbook. If student has either of those, a warning will be issued, and the student will take their belonging back to their locker immediately. If this becomes a recurring thing, then parent contact will be made. Couch and chair. Students may only use the couch or chair with permission and never during bell work or guided notes. Okay, lots of people were not in their assigned seats last semester and they went straight to the couch or the chair. That will be unacceptable at this point. If a student breaks this rule, they will lose the couch chair privileges altogether. I mean that. That's very serious. I want us to have the couch and chair as an option, but never during bell work, never during guided notes. And then absences and missing work, just a reminder, all extra copies of assignments, notes, etc. will be in the absent binder, and that remains on the counter. Blank assignments are also going to be on Google Classroom if a student wants to get a copy digitally. If you know you're going to be gone, you're welcome to ask for copies, but I usually don't have them made until the day of, so just keep that in mind. Absent folder is the best way to get paper copies. This is the volume chart we are going to start using, just because we talked a lot about volume, but I wanted to make it a bit more clear. So I've put this up at the front of the classroom and at the back of the classroom so you have it as a reference. But we're going to start using volume levels. So I'll say, hey, we're at volume 2, we're at volume 1, whatever. So 4 is your loud voices. Usually you're not going to be using volume 4. It's too loud for most activities. You guys love to use volume 4, but we're going to avoid it. Volume 3 is just your normal voices. So anytime, say you're answering a question or you're just talking in general, that's the volume you're going to use. But again, that's usually too loud if everybody's talking at that volume. 2 is kind of where we're going to start using. So those are your low voices. That's if you're having a partner or teamwork situation. Really just the people around you can hear you, which is important. 1 is whisper mode. That is what you're going to be using the most. So that is when you're like doing bell work, you're whispering to your neighbor. Nobody else can hear you, but the person directly next to you can, which is okay. And then 0 is zero noise. So that's silent, no talking, mouths closed. That's the expectation during notes, during tests, things like that. And then basically the last thing is just going over the expectations for different parts of class. So these are kind of the major things we do in class, and so I wanted to make sure everybody's super clear on the volume expectation and what you should be doing. Also, this is the built-in extra credit opportunity. If you send me an email telling me your favorite thing that you did over break, then I will give you extra credit. Okay, so class structure review. In this course, we will be learning about mathematics through instruction in a variety of ways, and here are the most common. So bell work we do every day. That is a volume level 1. So if we look at the volume chart, that's whisper mode. All you can do is whisper to your neighbor. No one else can hear you. Again, if we are being too loud, that is going to be a warning, and then you'll go to the safe seat or buddy room. Okay, we've got to get bell work down, started quicker because it's slowing us down when people are not getting their bell work done. So this is how class is started every day, and it's an opportunity for you to review content, collect your classroom materials, and prepare for class to start. Students are expected to be in their assigned seats when the bell rings. Again, people who struggle with that, we're going to have problems. You need to turn in a piece of paper if you have complaints about your assigned seat, but you cannot complain verbally. I will not change anything. And students who have questions will be assisted when they're quiet and have their hand raised. Bell work sheets are available on the counter at all times, and students should grab a new one whenever bell work starts over. It's usually every 2 weeks. Whispering to a neighbor for questions is the maximum volume level at this time, and students are encouraged to look at their notes if they're confused or forgot a concept. It's really not about me trying to answer all your questions during bell work time. It's about you trying to answer your own questions using resources you already have. Guided notes. This is what we normally do in Math 8 when I give you a notes packet. So this is volume level 0, literally silent because I'm the one talking unless I have questions I want you to answer. This is the most common way for students to learn material in Math 8. Notes packets are prepared for students beforehand, and it's expected that students keep track of their notes packets for the duration of the unit. Notes are collected at the end of the unit for points. As you guys know, it's an easy way to get points. You just have to keep your notes up to date. If a student loses their note sheet, it's expected that they will take notes on notebook paper for the rest of the unit. Students should use their notes packets to study for tests and quizzes, as well as use them for homework assistance. Okay, your notes packet is your main resource in this class, as you guys know. And then activity/homework time. This is the only time you're up to volume level 2. So basically the maximum volume level you will ever be in here is a level 2, which is low voices. So partner and teamwork, only those around you can hear you. Frequently, students will have work time, independent or group activities where they are expected to self-monitor their progress. During these times, collaboration is encouraged, but must remain at a reasonable volume so that all students can stay on task. Group work might be with table partners, randomly assigned groups, or grouped by concepts or skills. It's important that all students are respectful and supportive regardless of who they are working with. Okay, so that's very important. Again, guys, I'm not trying to come down super hard with all of these rules, but these are the expectations for this class, and I really don't think any of these are going to be a major surprise. It's what you should have been doing last semester, and really only if you were breaking these rules last semester you have anything to worry about. You need to try and come and follow all these rules from the start of the semester so that we can get you ready for high school. So the expectation is that you will take this back sheet. You already should have turned the first sheet of this packet into the substitute so that they can initial and I can grade that. But you are expected to take this back sheet home so that you can get it signed by a parent or guardian. The expectation is that you read through it with your parent or guardian just so that they know when I will be making parent contact, the exact expectations, and you can discuss anything with them. And then this is going in as a grade in the grade book. So one of your first grades in the grade book is literally you signing this, you getting a parent guardian signature, and you bringing it back. It will remain missing until I get this from everybody. So just make sure you take this home and you don't lose it. So the statement at the bottom, I have read through the classroom expectations and structures. I feel confident that I understand what is expected of me and will try my best to follow all expectations. I have also reviewed this with my parent or guardian. Okay, so again, please read through this. Make sure you are super clear on the expectations. I don't think any of this is new, but it is sort of going through and just telling you, hey, here's the things we're definitely working on. Here's when I'm making parent contact so that you know the expectations. I wanted to make it crystal clear going into this semester so that there's no confusion if you're sent to a safe seat or buddy room, or if I make parent contact, it is written down, everybody has signed it so that we are all clear. So please continue being good for the sub, guys. I will be back tomorrow and we will get all caught up. I want to hear about how your break was. And luckily you had a couple opportunities for points today so that you can get off to a great start for your math 8th grade this semester. See you later.